Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on Capnclydes MTG. I'm back from Gen Con. The trip is over. Got tons of cool stuff coming up. I want to give you a brief rundown of it while we play a little bit of Magic of all the cool videos we got coming out and give you guys a little rundown how the trip went. Um, Goods and the bads. So, with all that done, don't forget comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. The comments down below will feed that YouTube algorithm. And it keeps the channel sponsor free. So, without further ado, let's give a brief overview of how the trip went. The trip went really, really well. Now, there comes a caveat with that. If you guys follow me on Twitter or Instagram or any of that good jazz, you will also know the flight back was a damn disaster. Um, so we flew out on a Tuesday. I'm sorry, we flew out on a Wednesday. Flew out fine, flew out United. Everything was going great in Preeti. Got there, everything was kosher. Ate, went to bed early, got up, and got down with some Gen Con greatness. Which we'll go over how Gen Con went down in detail in other videos because there's a lot to go over. However, the flight back from Gen Con was a epic disaster, as American Airlines is the worst airlines you could ever apparently fly on. We tried to leave Sunday at like 5 in the morning. I wasn't really happy about that as I wanted that extra day at Gen Con, but hey, things to do, money to make, jobs to have. But regardless of what we tried to do, we show up for the very first flight of the day. Because as you guys know, they don't do overnight flights anymore. They just start around 4 or 5 in the morning. So very first flight of the day out of Indianapolis. And American Airlines can't figure out how to get the toilets to flush. So they grounded the flight and canceled it. Which then runs into more epic shenanigans of just BS of me trying to find a flight, which ends up being a 24-hour ordeal. We were supposed to get in. We were supposed to leave at 6 in the morning on Sunday, get in at about noon or 1 p.m. So I can start making videos, get caught up on all the eBay stuff and orders. And what ends up happening is to put it bluntly, just got in a couple hours before making this video, and it's 3 in the morning on a Monday. So if that tells you anything about how that went down, it was a shit show. Also, they lost my bag because they had to rebook me on several different flights just to try to get us home in the same day, which they failed. And then they kept my flight on the original plane, which was supposed to leave at 6 in the morning and was delayed until 9 p.m. So my bag right now, currently as we speak, is somewhere in Dallas, Fort Worth, having a good old time all by itself. So, yeah, not real happy, not real pleased, and that's just really putting it mildly. Um, so, yeah. Um, so I think the lesson we learned here today is don't fly American Airlines. They're awful, and they honestly can't do their job, um, which is pretty bad when they only have one job, which is get you to point A to point B. Um, God, I don't know how many ways I can put that where it just doesn't sound awful or awful as it is. So yeah, take that with a grain of salt and have fun with it. Other than that, Gen Con itself was amazing. Great times, great videos. Got to meet up with my old friends from high school. The kids even came up and said hi. That was nice. I had to feed them, but that's part of being a parent, I guess. Because I'm pretty sure they probably starve. Anyhow, love you guys. Um, played not played games late into the night, as we all love to do. And still, 3 days went by so fast it just hurt my soul. I just didn't want to leave. God, it was so fun. But hey, it is what it is. And who knows? Talked to my old boy from high school. We talked about maybe collaborating and making some board games together. So stay tuned for that. You never know that might happen. We might get a wild hair up our butt, decide to make something. So hey. Also, while out there, I did manage to get a box of Lorcana. So we're gonna have a box opening of that of Lorcana coming up later this week, which is gonna be stoked. Pretty happy about that. Um, let's see. We also have box openings coming up of Commander Masters. I delayed my order. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. I didn't delay my order. Um, I told them not to deliver it because I wouldn't be here because it was supposed to show up on the 4th when I was at Gen Con. Um, so I'm gonna hopefully get that picked up tomorrow on Monday, and then we'll have some collector box openings of Commander Masters coming up as well. We're gonna go over all the sweet Gen Con swag I got for being a VIG, which is very important gamer if you don't know anything about Gen Con Largo, whatever. You know what I'm saying, and I'm saying what I'm knowing. Um, Beginning of each enchanted player's upkeep, lose 3 life, makes you sacrifice a non-land permanent or discard a card. Well, I'm not scared of that at all. Matter of fact, this is how scared of it I am. I'm gonna make this guy bounce. Anyway, so we have a lot of stuff like that to go over. We'll review some of the games. There's some cosplay pictures. We'll go over lines. And when I say go over lines, like how long they were, because the Lorcana thing was a beast in itself. And I think that's something we need to have another actual conversation about because I don't think everybody understands what's going on. As far as Lorcana as a whole, and who knows, maybe they do, and we need to have an honest conversation about what's going on because it's something to talk about because I think people are a little delusional because I told people what I thought and what I knew from the videos and all the posts. They didn't know it. They weren't happy about it. I got questioned of, well, how do you know all this? And I'm just kind of like, I read the internet. But anyway, nothing against them. They're great people, love them guys. Uh, but I do wonder sometimes if they might be putting a little bit too much, or too many eggs in their basket in their eggs. Anyway, getting yoked. We'll just say that. They're getting yoked. So, wow, thought seized for the win. Thought eraser, but bump. So yeah, lots of cool stuff coming up. Probably the first thing we're gonna have is the Lorcana box opening. Just cause I want to open it and get it sold on eBay as fast as possible. I got a promo. Promo is sweet. Got some pins. We'll go over that too in the box opening. Um, and all kinds of other good stuff. So I look forward to it. It's gonna be a good time. A lot of stuff got announced while we were out there, which I got to make videos on and get caught up on those as well. So stay tuned for those also. Funny story. I was diverted since they canceled my flight. Supposed to go to Dallas Fort Worth. I ended up going through Seattle to get back home in Reno, which makes a whole lot of sense. But anyway, ran into Rosewater on my flight into Seattle. What do you think about that? So Rosewater was at Gen Con. And that's where he made some apparently interesting reveals. I didn't know Rosewater was going to be at Gen Con. I didn't see it anywhere. And maybe he wasn't at Gen Con, but he was in Indy, and there's no other reason to be there other than Gen Con. And trust me, it was Rosewater. You can't miss him. And there were a few other celebrities that came out to Gen Con, which made it really cool as well. So all in all, it was fantastic. I loved it. Great time, as I said before. And I've got so many cool things to show you guys when it comes to swag. Wow, Cold Steel Heart for the win. So, with all that said, guys, thanks a lot. Anybody who ordered anything from me while I was gone, thank you for being a champ, ordering anyway, knowing that it would be delayed. I'll get it to you as soon as I can. It should go out first thing Monday, later today. Because I'm going to make some videos, get some stuff. The swag bag and a lot of the Gen Con stuff will have to come later because, shocker, earlier in the video, they lost my luggage. But luckily, the Lorcana box I brought with me on my carry-on because, A, I wanted to make sure it was safe, and B, I had a feeling about the airport. It just, losing luggage is just what they do. And I wasn't on United, the guys I like, so sometimes you pay for what you get, and next time I'll be paying to get what I want. We'll just say that. So, until next time, guys, thanks a lot. I'll see you soon, and we'll be having tons of fun stuff. So, until next time, be kind. All those I ran into at Gen Con, thank you, and have a great one. And I hope to see you again. across from the game table.